Today we're talking about the Leica Q2 and black and white images. We're also going to talk about seeing in black and white. I've got a new microphone set up, so I'm curious what your thoughts are about sound. Hopefully it's not too annoying sitting here in the frame. Curious what your thoughts are. So let's get this thing going. And welcome back. You'll probably notice that I changed my shirt. The black shirt was blending into the background a little bit too much. I went and got some coffee, a mug that my son bought me for Christmas. It was a nice gift. I love it. So, seeing in black and white. What that means to me. So it is a subjective topic. It's going to be based on your past experiences, how you've shot in the past, what film you've used, what camera you've used, the sensor on the camera. All the things are going to shape how you see in black and white. I know that I learned through using this camera, the Nikon FE2, and it has a red filter on it. You're not going to be able to tell because this is in black and white. But it is a filter that makes the skies darker, gives a lot more contrast to the image. I have shot with that red filter for the last 25 years. I've had that filter forever and it's amazing. So that is how I see black and white, is through that camera. And that carries over to my Leica. So, I'm shooting with the Leica Q2. Let me grab that. I have the Leica Q2 and I have that set to the black and white NAT, which is I guess natural setting for the black and white mode on that camera. I did not get the monochrome version of the Q2 because I really like to shoot in color as well. And I wanted to have that option. I didn't want to be limited in what I was shooting, whether it be color or black and white. Seeing in black and white is something for me that when I'm cruising around, I can actually tell what something's going to look like, afterwards. When I look at it in post, I'm going to know that the sky is going to be a certain darkness. The clouds are going to have a certain detail. The subject is going to pop because I'm going to pick a subject that has high contrast, that has a lot of texture, that works in black and white. And that's based on my past experiences shooting. Now, one of the cool things about shooting digital is that you get to see that preview through the viewfinder. And I absolutely love that with, all the mirrorless cameras, my Fuji X100T, which I shot a ton of black and white on, and now the Leica Q2. So I can actually see what it's going to look like when I'm making that image. But I also know what I'm going to be able to do with it once I get it back to my studio, plug it into Lightroom, and make some adjustments. I actually add a red filter to a lot of my images. I kind of have a rule that for street style photography or city style photography for the black and white, I'm going to be using that red filter. If I'm doing portraits in black and white, I tend to go with a yellow filter because it makes the skin a little bit softer, and then I might actually tone down the contrast, as well as adding a little bit of smoothness to that image, for portraits. It just makes it a little bit nicer, a nicer effect when you're editing. So let's get into some images with the Leica Q2. I want to share with you, some of the images that I've done. So all of these images were made with the Leica Q2. This first image is from a local park. I live in Sonoma County. There have been several fires here in the area over the last 4 years. And this is a section of the park that burned a few years ago or a couple years ago. And that's why these trees pop more than normal. Normally they'd have a little bit of grayscale. And the black you're seeing is char on all of these trees. And then I really like the curve of the tracks made by whatever vehicle cruised through this area and the way they curve to the left, as you're looking at the image. And I really like the shadows, the grayscale of the grass. It just worked and seemed like a really nice image. The next image is one that I actually walked past and came back to. I really like this mask and the black and white of the mask itself, the stain of the ground, with water, as well as the texture of the sidewalk itself, the leaves, all the things in this image. For me, this was more of a documentary style image because 20 years from now, we're going to look back, and I wanted to have a few images just to remember these last couple years by. And I'll probably even print this just so that I have it as a reminder of kind of the struggles over the last couple of years. The next image is a barber shop that I walked by in the Castro of San Francisco, and everything in this screams black and white. It is a retro barber shop. It's got the old school chairs. It's got the checkerboard floor, the cool light fixtures, that fixture on the ceiling with the glass. Just all of it just screamed black and white to me, and it was fun to make this image. And for all those reasons, it really works in black and white. This next one is, I think, one of my favorite images that I've ever taken in black and white in San Francisco. And the reason for that is all of the lines, all the shadows, the telephone pole, the clouds, I don't know if you call it a soffit or the underside of the top of the building, just all the things that are involved in this image. I love it. So I'm really curious what your thoughts are, if you enjoyed as much as I do. Maybe it's just me, but this was a fun image to make, and it was cool when I looked up and seeing all those things going on all in that one space, and I had to capture it. This next image is, I don't know if you've seen the image Ansel Adams made of a tree in Yosemite Valley where it's a snowy field and it's got the beautiful tree and all the branches. And this reminded me of that. And obviously I'm no Ansel Adams, but the clouds were amazing. I had to do a little bit of work in post to make them pop that way. And then the trees are, charred out remains of the burn area in that park. But it just, for me, really, was a fun image to make and play with a little bit in Lightroom to get the results that I wanted. But I had a lot of fun making this image. So that's about it when it comes to the images from Leica Q2. Now I do have another video that's called 36 Exposures, and it's images that I took with my Nikon FE2. And it was the first roll of film that I'd put in the Nikon in a long time. And I wanted to go ahead and share that with you as well. And I'll go ahead and link that here so you can check that out. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up here. Thank you so much for watching. If you get out and about with your camera and make some black and white images, I'd love to see them. I'm going to put my email in the link below. Feel free to send me a message, and you never know, I might showcase those in a future video. I'd love to hear from you regarding this channel. Any questions you have, things you'd like to see in the future, go ahead and shoot those in the comments below. And you never know, it might end up as a video of mine. So once again, thanks for watching till the end. Till next time, take care.